Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to this session. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please type yes in the chat box. Thank you very much for your responses. Very happy to see the turnout even in early in the morning. And most of the participants are from my old batches. I'm very happy to see you again. Thank you very much for joining session. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. Okay. Okay. Participants who wants to have a quick talk, please raise your hand. I will give the opportunity to talk. May not be all, but definitely if you want to have a quick talk with me, please raise your hand. So before getting into interaction, I want to have a important points to be discussed. This is a MongoDB training, as you all know, which is starting from today. That is 10th of October. As per India time, it is 6 a.m. IST. This training I'm planning for 4 weeks approximately. Okay, that is approximately 1 month of training. Okay, the live training is absolutely free. Okay, the live training is absolutely free, but you get some advantages if you pay rupees 999 for the recordings, for the lifetime access, and many more advantages. I'll be focusing that. You can email us to this email address. I hope you already have the email address, support@logiclabstech.com. This is our email address. You can email us for any questions. You can also call to these numbers. Okay, you can also call to these numbers if you want to have an interaction with our management. Clear? Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much. There is a WhatsApp group for this particular batch. There is a WhatsApp group for this particular batch. I'll be sharing that. I want all the participants to be in the WhatsApp group so that the communication related to this particular training happens using the WhatsApp group. I hope you're already in the WhatsApp group. In case if you're not in the WhatsApp group, I'll be posting the WhatsApp group link soon in the chat box. Please join the WhatsApp group, which is dedicatedly created for this particular batch. The live training is free. The Zoom link, whatever you have joined today, it remains the same for all the sessions. The meeting link will not change because the live training is absolutely free. Okay. If you have any queries, as you know, you can contact the Logic Labs team for your questions. Okay. This session recordings will be uploaded in the portal, our Logic Labs portal, and our support team will be available from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the evening to answer your questions. Perfect. So this is about small information before getting started. So what is our plan for today? As you know, we'll have a day-wise agenda. As you know, we'll have a day-wise agenda. So this is what I have planned for today's session. You'll understand more about MongoDB, why MongoDB is popular. Okay, so we'll discuss about the features of MongoDB. It's very important to know the engine behind MongoDB, the spider monkey engine. There are two types of databases. I'll be discussing about relational databases and document model databases. Understanding more about NoSQL, that's nothing but document model databases. Specific advantages of MongoDB, and if time permits, we'll discuss about what is CERD operation. So this is all about day one, as you already know. So this is about introduction session about MongoDB. Clear about this? Okay, so I'll have a quick introduction about myself. I have total 10 years of experience in the IT industry. I worked in DevOps, I worked in AWS, I worked in Oracle database. Okay, so MongoDB is very easy for me because I'm from the database background. So I worked as a developer in Python and Django framework. And I also want to now introduce to my participants this particular special course called MongoDB because it is nowadays very much trending. So this is about myself. Okay. Now let's have an interaction with some of the participants who are raising their hands. Let's have an interaction with some of the participants. Let's spend some time discussing with the participants and then we'll get into the agenda of today's session. Okay. Let's start with Newman. How are you doing, Newman? Welcome to the session. Your location, please. You are now allowed to unmute.
Hey, sir, I'm sorry I did not raise my hand. That could be a mistake. I'm going to lower it down now.
Okay. Anyways, thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Balaji. How are you doing?
Hello. Hey, hi, Sunil. Very good morning. Still early morning for me. Uh, London.
Your location.
I'm from Hyderabad. So
Okay.
previously I've attended your AWS training, Sunil.
Thank you, Balaji. Thank you. Most of the participants are
So
from your sessions.
yes, yes. So I did not get a chance during those sessions. Thank you for allowing me to talk. And, it'll be
It's my
nice to.
pleasure.
Yeah.
So, how is your
So,
feedback? Because we had not discussed it, we had not talked in the AWS sessions, and now may I know your feedback.
it is really good. I'm just preparing for the solution architect exam, AWS solution architect
Thank you.
certification.
Thank
So,
you.
with just the classes that I have attended, right, I'm just going to those sessions.
Thank you. Thank you, Balaji. So, similar to AWS, I make sure that I also provide this good quality training on MongoDB. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Nice to talk to you, Balaji. Okay. How are you, Rajesh? Good morning. Your location, your experience, please. And any specific reason you're planning to start with MongoDB. You're now allowed to unmute and talk. Rajesh?
Hi, sir.
Yes, Rajesh, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, any specific points? Do you
Not
want to discuss anything?
no.
Okay, yeah. If you have no questions, please do not raise your hand. We have many participants who wants to have a talk. Good morning, Venkatesh.
Hi Sunil,
How are you doing, Venkatesh?
I'm good. I'm good. You were saying right? You worked on Oracle. You worked on AWS. I would
Correct.
like to say I kind of line to that. I attended Oracle Forms. I attended AWS. I attended. Uh,
My training, Venkatesh, have you attended
yeah,
my Oracle? Oh, that's very long back,
yeah,
I think so. 8 years or 9 years, approximately.
yeah. Some too. Yeah, and then AWS I have attended. So
Oh
I was working
my,
on it. I mean DevOps for 1 year, and then I got on-site opportunity. Came here. So again back to
okay.
databases now. So I was calling through WhatsApp chat, and then I happened to see this thing update. So I thought of joining.
Good, Venkatesh. Very you. So you're traveling with me with my trainings from more than probably
Yeah.
how many years
And
back you have attended my Oracle training?
yeah, it's been like more than 8 years back, I think.
Yes,
Points.
yes. I
Yeah.
used to teach forms and reports. I used to teach Oracle EBS also, Venkatesh.
But
Happy to meet you.
that when I had attended that course, but I did not join. I mean, I did not get job on that, but I got
Mm-hmm.
job as an Oracle DBA.
Okay.
So
Okay. Good.
yeah,
Good.
I
So I
think
hope you know now, Venkatesh, relational databases,
yes,
NoSQL databases are more trending now.
yeah,
So
because
you
of
will
free license.
correct not only freelancers, the specific advantages of this NoSQL databases, okay, or document-based model. You'll enjoy the differences now. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Venkatesh.
yeah.
Good morning, Laharika. Can you hear me? You are now allowed to unmute and talk.
Good morning, Sunil. My name is Laharika. Um,
Your
Hello, can you
experience,
hear me?
your location.
Uh, I am currently staying in Mumbai. I joined as a fresher in Capgemini recently, 1 month back.
Okay, good.
Uh,
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I attended your AWS sessions also long back, like before 1 year, and
Mhm.
your Python classes also.
Thank you. Thank you,
After that,
Laharika.
that the classes are very good. Like
So
I
that training
explored
helped you
about.
in your campus placements
Yeah,
or
definitely it helped. AWS. In interview they asked me like what technology something like
Mhm.
kind. So
Mhm.
I said continuously about 2 3 minutes about AWS only. In that way, I got selected in this
Okay.
interview.
Okay. Any specific reason now why what is specific
Yes,
reason for
sir.
MongoDB?
Actually, you taught Python classes, right? At that time, I learned basics and I explored more. Means I learned coding on that Python technology, Python programming. After that, I this related to Python. I think I know someone. This is kind of database, right, sir? Am I right?
Yes, you are
MongoDB.
right. You are right.
Yes, that's right. And it's related to Python. That's why I want to learn this
Okay.
MongoDB. And it's
Okay.
also more popular right now. That's why.
Okay. Good, Laharika. Continue learning. Okay. And all the
Thank
best.
you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Chandrakant. How are you doing?
Good morning, Sunil. All good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you. Nice to talk to you. Yes, please.
Sunil, just one thing. I had been
Mhm.
your old student. I did your
I know. I know.
classes also.
Yes, most of the participants, yeah, from
I had very nice
AWS.
speak with
Yeah.
you. So, just wanted to is there any prerequisites for this MongoDB or how should we start it and how would it help? Because I had been into a tech support background.
Mm-hmm.
So, should I go for that one? I just opted because you were teaching it and I thought to go for that one.
There is no prerequisite for MongoDB, Bharatwaj. Okay. So
Okay.
whatever this course is designed, anybody can learn. There is no prerequisite. So even though you're completely zero in IT, okay, you can learn MongoDB. Okay.
Cool.
Perfect. And
Nice.
MongoDB is more trending. You'll get more any specific. The reason why you have to learn MongoDB, you'll understand by the end of this today's session. Okay.
Sure.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
talk to you. Thank you very much. Good morning, Rajesh Karlapudi. How are you doing? Can you hear me, Rajesh?
Yeah, yeah, Sunil.
Yes, Rajesh. Any specific question?
No, Sunil.
Let's a couple of more participants and get into the agenda. Yes, Nadeem. Good morning, Nadeem. Please repeat. We cannot hear you. Please check your audio settings, Nadeem. Good morning, Siva.
Hi Sunil, good morning, sir.
Welcome back, Siva.
Yeah, thank you, Sunil. I am attended your DevOps training. Actually, I have upskilled from QA to DevOps. During that time, I don't know what to do, but
I think in
your
the COVID time.
yeah, in the COVID time,
Yes.
yeah, that has gave me so much learning experience that whatever the DevOps training you gave, that changed my visibility. Yeah.
Now you are
Thank
in
you.
more better technology than manual
Yeah,
testing
yeah,
about it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Now I'm entirely in DevOps,
Yeah.
AWS,
So
and
do you now learning always latest technologies, upgrading is something which is very, very important in the IT industry. Am I right, Siva?
yeah. We are using MongoDB in our application. We
Mm.
are using the MongoDB dump command and restore commands.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to learn more on this MongoDB so that it will be useful for me. And MongoDB, it's a managed service, right? Actually,
Correct.
yeah.
So did you started learning or
Yeah, I am started learning it. And at the same time, I got to know that you are giving the MongoDB session. It will, I I don't have second thought, obviously.
Good.
Thank you so much, Sunil.
Thank you very much. We had a good turnout. I thought 6 o'clock early morning. Thank you, Siva. Thank you
Thank
for
you so
turning
much.
out very much. Thank you very much. Final call. Thank you very much, Siva. Final call before getting into the today's agenda. This time with Mr. Anand. Good morning, Anand. How are you doing? You are now allowed to unmute and talk your location, your experience, and a specific reason you're planning to learn MongoDB.
Hello.
Yes, Anand, good morning. Can you hear me, Krishnappa? Good morning.
I am audible.
Hi Sunil, good morning. Am I audible to you?
Good morning, Krishnapal.
How
Yes,
are
you are
you?
audible. Your location, your experience. I am fine. How are you doing? Welcome back.
I am also good. I have attended your DevOps lecture during COVID time, and that helped me. I was in technical support background first, so now I am a Kubernetes operation
I
engineer.
know. Wow, congratulations. So you made your dream IT job, right,
Yeah,
Krishna?
in same company I switched to container management project, and in now we are using
Super.
Kubernetes cluster, and in Kubernetes cluster there is a weekly MongoDB issue like this, like some cleanup or some
Oh,
activity on
okay.
MongoDB. So I want to learn MongoDB more, that what is its feature and everything.
Okay, your location?
My location is Noida.
You're from which city?
I am from Noida.
Okay. Okay, happy to talk to you, Krishnapal. This MongoDB knowledge will help you in your current work experience. No doubt on that.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Participants, we have many participants raising their hands, but as you know, our primary agenda is to complete our course. So we'll have interaction in the coming sessions also with other participants. So let's get into the agenda of today's session. Okay. Now, let should be your answer. If anybody asks you what is MongoDB, what should be your answer? If anybody asks you what is Windows, what is your answer? Your answer is Windows is an operating system, right? If anybody asks you what is Linux, your answer obviously will be Linux is an operating system. Similarly, if anybody asks you what is MongoDB, your answer should be MongoDB is a database. As simple as that. If anybody asks you what is MongoDB, your answer should be simplified. It's a database. We can store data. We can store data. As you know, there are many database products available in the market. Okay, there are many database products available in the market. Oracle is a database. You all know it. Even though you do not know it, does not make any difference. So Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server is an example of a database. Okay, MySQL is an example of a database. So these are all databases. Something similar to it. Even MongoDB is a database. So if anybody asks you what is MongoDB, your answer should be MongoDB is a database. Okay, clear about this? So let's get started. Okay, one small point. I have not mentioned the WhatsApp group. Participants, there's a WhatsApp group created exclusively for this particular batch. I recommend you to join this WhatsApp group. Okay, so I just posted in the chat box. Please join the WhatsApp group, specially dedicated to this particular batch, so you get any updates or any meaningful information, any materials, you will get that in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So course content, you already in the WhatsApp group. Zoom registration link, you already have it. So that's the reason you are here. That's the reason you are here. So good morning, Subbarao.
Hey,
Am I clear?
Yeah. Sunil, are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Sunil, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Subbarao.
Yeah, Sunil, I heard so much about your classes, and this is the first one to me. And I'm planning to attend the AWS DevOps also after this. So currently, I'm in my city is Hyderabad.
Okay. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, very nice to
Nice to meet you. So right now I have stopped training on AWS and DevOps because I'm teaching Python full stack and MongoDB. So I used to train before AWS and DevOps, but we have now other instructor who is taking AWS and DevOps. Okay, it's just for your information.
Yeah, thanks for the info. Sunil.
Thank you, Subbarao. I'm sure you'll enjoy the training. So now you have the answer with you. If anybody asks you what is MongoDB, the answer is very simple. MongoDB is a database where we can store data. So examples, we have Oracle is an example of a database, SQL. But my participants, the most trending database as of now is MongoDB. The most widely used database in building applications is MongoDB. So if you look at the MongoDB trends in Google, I just want to show you how MongoDB is widely used in the industry. Just search in Google about MongoDB trends. Please have a look at this. Is MongoDB gaining popularity? The revenue has increased by 47%. The revenue of the MongoDB is increased by 47%. What is the future of MongoDB? It could reach $4 billion. So most of the applications now, current industry, most of the applications is built using MongoDB. It will be reach this much $1 billion. MongoDB is a forefront that innovates thousands of customers across the globe. Perfect. MongoDB is a popular choice. More than 4,300 companies use MongoDB for saving their data. Is MongoDB trending in the IT industry? MongoDB is becoming popular these days. So one of the most popular trending databases is MongoDB. So if you have this MongoDB skill set in your resume, you may not be a developer. You may be a Python developer. You may be a React developer. You may be from the DevOps background, but having understanding in MongoDB is something which will add value to your resume. Everybody should have an understanding on backend component. You may be a full stack developer, you may be a UI developer. You are interested in front end, no doubt. You're good. You may be good in front end, but at least you should have a medium level understanding on a backend component. Gone are the days where people are working with relational data observed. Most of the clients are moving from relational databases to these of NoSQL databases like MongoDB database, and it is one of the most trending databases as of now. It is a preferred database when applications are built using Python or React or Angular. The preferred database as of now is MongoDB. As I have just mentioned, it's always good to have a knowledge on database, or at least one database. In your skill set, it's always good to have a strong knowledge on database. And as I have mentioned, the most trending database as of now is MongoDB. So MongoDB is a database which is developed by an organization called MongoDB Inc., which is located in California. So which organization has developed MongoDB Inc.? SQL Server is a database which is developed by Microsoft. DB2 is a database which is developed by IBM. Oracle is a database which is developed by Oracle Corporation. Similarly, MongoDB is a database which is developed by MongoDB Inc., which is located at California. Clear about this? Okay. As one of the participants asked me, what is a prerequisite to learn MongoDB? There is no prerequisite. Anybody can learn MongoDB, even though you have an IT experience or you're from non-IT background. Even though you do not know any programming language, but still you can easily understand and learn MongoDB. So there is no prerequisite. I hope I'm very clear. There is no prerequisite to learn MongoDB. Anybody can learn. Even a college goer can also learn MongoDB. Clear? Perfect. If a particular database is trending, if a particular product is widely used, obviously there should be some advantages. Okay? If a particular product is widely used, obviously there should be some advantages. So what are the advantages of MongoDB? Why most of the applications are choosing MongoDB as their database for saving their data? Why not other databases? Okay, the specific advantages of MongoDB: high performance. Your applications, applications should be of very high performance. Whenever you're using an application, it can be any application, like flight ticket booking application, or a CRM application, or a HRMS product. Every application, because of huge volumes now the businesses are experiencing, the application should be robust and fast. So where our MongoDB special features, it provides very high performance. It is highly available, scalable. Geospatial efficiency. Your application can store data from different geographical regions. Your database can store data and behave differently for different geographical regions. That's the feature of geospatial efficiency. You can store data from different geographical regions and your application behavior changes based on the geographical region. MongoDB can handle huge data, humongous. The term Mongo, how this Mongo term derived? The Mongo is a term. I have searched this. I have got this information from the MongoDB official organization. So MongoDB can handle huge data. Humongous is nothing but huge. The meaning of the term humongous is nothing but huge. So the MongoDB is a term which is derived from this word humongous. So what they are doing, they have removed the first two letters and they have removed the last two letters and they have picked up the word Mongo. That's it. That is a secret. There's no special meaning for the term Mongo. The term Mongo is derived from the word humongous. They want to pick up a 5-letter word, and that picked up from humongous. They have ignored the first two letters and last two letters. They picked up the Mongo from this word humongous, and because it can handle huge data. It can handle huge data. Okay, so these are the important features because of which MongoDB is widely preferred database as of now. The official website of MongoDB is mongodb.com. Today, please spend some time reading information from the site mongodb.com. Anyways, we'll be using it in our sessions. This is the official website of MongoDB. Okay, spend some time learning more about MongoDB. Most modern database, most number one and the modern database. Participants, the key in IT industry is to learn something which is trending and new. In the IT industry, that's my analysis and my understanding. Always learn something which is very new in the market and which is very successful in the market. MongoDB is very successful and it's a next generation database, okay, which is widely used because of its features and advantages. Spend some time. You now know the official website of MongoDB, that is mongodb.com, and learn more about MongoDB. So this is the official website of MongoDB. Okay. Next. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. What do you mean by a full stack developer? I'm sure all of you have heard about this term called full stack. You have to understand the term full stack. What do you mean by full stack developer? Full stack developers are widely in demand. Group of technologies used for building web applications. Group of technologies used for building web applications. In the current trend, if you want to build a web application, it may be social networking application or it could be ticket booking application. It can be a mobile application. If you want to build an application, something like Facebook or Twitter, or if you want to build an application as simple as Book My Show, you want to build an application like Ola and Uber, like Zomato and Swiggy. You want to build an application like Wikipedia. So if you want to build these kind of applications, it's not one technology. You are in need of group of technologies. You cannot build applications using one technology like Java. No. I want to build an application like Java as a front end and Oracle as a back end. No, that era is gone. Sunil, I want to build an application as front end as using .NET and back end as SQL Server. You're talking about 15 years back. The front end technology is .NET and back end technology, SQL Server front end technology, Java back end is Oracle, front end is PHP back end. I want to use MySQL. These are olden days. You want to build a robust applications, like examples what I have shown you now, I have mentioned now. It's not one technology. You need to have group of technologies. If you have an understanding in all these group of technologies, then you're called as a full stack developer. Otherwise, you are not called as a full stack. You have to have an understanding in group of technologies. If you're aiming for full stack developer, if you're not aiming for full stack developer, okay. If you want to aim for only front end developer, yes, limit yourself to front end environments like React, like UI. But if you are aiming to leverage your skill sets to become a full stack developer, then you have to have understanding on multiple technologies. MongoDB plays an important role because MongoDB is something which is used in all full stack environments. MongoDB plays a critical role in all the full stack environments because the beauty is MongoDB is used in all the full stack applications. The preferred database for full stack applications. Let me explain you more in detail. I want to limit myself with these two examples. I hope you have heard. I hope definitely you have heard people talking about I'm a mean full stack developer. People call it as I'm a MERN full stack developer. As I said, if you want to be a full stack developer, it's not one technology. You have to have an understanding of group of technologies. Right from the database to front end. You have to have an understanding because communication happens from layer to layer. Because communication happens from layer to layer. If you're aiming for full stack, it's not difficult. And one more important point which you have to understand, especially with this latest technologies, is that all these latest technologies are easy to learn. Do you know that? Have you observed? C, C++ are very difficult. Technologies which are in olden days. Embedded systems, embedded systems. Visual C++. In fact, the very older technologies are difficult to learn. Because we are now using the fourth generation languages. It's easy from the developer point of view. All the latest technologies are easy. MongoDB is easy. I'm sure MongoDB, I'm 100% mentioning that because I worked on Oracle database. Now I also have exposure towards MongoDB. When I compare, MongoDB is more easy to learn. I somehow feel all the latest technologies are easy to learn. So if you are aiming for full stack developer, you have to have an understanding on group of technologies. For example, if you want to plan for mean full stack developer, these are two popular full stack development tracks. One is mean track, the other one is MERN track. In the term mean, M stands for MongoDB. I hope you know it. E stands for Express, A stands for Angular, and N stands for Node.js. Coming to MERN, M and N are common. MongoDB, Express, Node.js. Only thing, instead of Angular, React will be used as a front-end environment. So if you're aiming for full stack developer, the point what I want to convey is that you should have a strong understanding on the database layer also. That is called MongoDB, the preferred database now. The preferred database now is MongoDB. So I strongly recommend, because full stack developers are high in demand, if you're aiming for job change, if you are specific to Angular, if you're specific to Express, if you're specific to one technology like Python, having knowledge in MongoDB always adds value. Add-on skill sets are very, very important. You might not try for MongoDB core developer. You don't need to be a MongoDB core developer. You don't need to work on a platform like MongoDB. You may stick to your existing technology. It could be Python or this full stack. But having understanding on MongoDB adds value. Because clients, when they're selecting resume, they're expecting that they have understanding on group of technologies currently. So MongoDB definitely add value to your profile. I want to have a more detailed discussion on this full stack. I want to spend some time. In traditional days, I'm talking about 10 years back or 15 years back, we used to have front end and back end, right? Am I right? We used to have front end. We used to talk about, I'm talking about 10 years back or 15 years back. When I am passed out from my college, this was the terminologies which are used, front end and back end. We can develop front end using forms. We can develop front end using Java, JSP pages. We can develop front end using .NET. That's the front end part. And back end is where the database data will be stored. It could be Oracle, it could be SQL. That was the learning. I'm talking about 15 years back. Now the terminology has been changed. So there's something more widely used called framework. All this lecture which I'm discussing with you is based on my understanding with respect to technology. So all the interaction which I'm doing with you now is based on my understanding with respect to technology. Framework. Nowadays, we are learning more about, we are hearing more about the term called framework. Framework is nothing but a group of libraries, predefined packages, predefined code, helping the developers to build an application. Predefined packages, predefined libraries, helping developers to build an application is called as framework. The framework term is used in all the technologies. If you're from Oracle background, there is a framework called Oracle Application Framework, which is used for developing front end. If you're from Oracle Fusion background, there's a framework called Application Development Framework. Framework is used for building applications, helping developers to build applications very quickly by using predefined libraries and packages. That's nothing but a framework. Okay, now I'm just about, so predefined code, which is helping developers is nothing but a framework. Now for full stack, we have to use a front-end framework. Look at this. One minute. There are two frameworks. Front-end framework, back-end framework. Don't understand the moment you come across a term called back-end, don't think about database. No, that's different. And database layer. Because of increasing complexities of the application, the layers are becoming increasing. Because of complexities of application, because of scale of applications, because you want the applications to be running on different hardwares like mobile applications, desktop applications, machines, the layers are becoming increasing. So if you want to build an application, you should have a front-end framework. You should have a back-end framework. You should have a database. Okay. So front-end framework is all about, as what you can guess is easily right. Front-end framework is all about how you want your user interface to be developed. So front-end framework can be UI. A basic front-end framework is UI technologies. where you can use CSS, Bootstrap, HTML, JavaScript, document object model, DOM. So using these technologies, you can develop front-end framework. That's one part. You can also build a front-end framework by using Angular. You can use Angular for building front-end, which is also widely used. You can also use React as a front-end framework. So front-end development technologies. When it's a front-end framework, very simple. Front-end development technologies. Okay, so using these technologies, you can build a front-end part of application. Front-end is just UI, user interface, whatever the user experiences you are doing when you're booking a ticket, when you're performing a flight ticket application, or internet banking application, when you're accessing your internet banking application using ICICI Bank or whatever it is. So all the front end, whatever you're doing, whatever you're experiencing, is a front end framework. It's all about building UI. As you know, UI is very key. You cannot ignore it. UI is very, very important. There's a lot of importance for UI because the application success is dependent on the UI, how beautifully it is designed and developed, and how easily it can be readable without any glitches. Okay. So this is about front-end technologies. And front-end cannot, now in the current industry, front-end cannot directly communicate to back-end. No, there's one more layer called back-end framework. Okay. Express is an example of back-end framework. Okay. Django framework. Have you heard? Django framework is used for back-end framework, especially when the front end is built using Python. Back-end Python will be front-end pages, and back-end can be Django framework. So these are back-end frameworks. So this Django framework will take the input from the user and then generates the required data. In case it will communicate to database, fetch the data and show it to the end users. Okay, so there are a lot of programs which will run in the backend to project the data. That's called Django framework. Okay, so these are backend technologies. Express is an example of backend framework. So front-end technologies, backend framework, and backend framework will communicate to, and data will not be stored in the backend framework. Framework is libraries, as I told you. Data will not be stored in the backend framework. The data will be stored in the database layer. Okay, and there's something called backend runtime environment, Node.js, which is part of backend framework, which is very close to backend framework. Okay, which will help in providing the runtime environment. So this is how the full stack development happens. Okay, so all the applications are built using front-end framework, built using back-end framework, and they are using database. Okay, so if you are aiming for full stack developer, Hemant, if you're aiming for full stack developer, so you have to have understanding on UI part, you have to understand on backend framework part, and you have to have an understanding on Node.js is pretty simple, and you have to have an understanding on database layer. Specifically, this particular training is to give yourself more exposure towards the database specific to MongoDB, which is preferred to use database. The beauty is MongoDB is preferred when you're using Angular, even though when it is using React, when it is a Python application, say, if they're using Django framework, the beauty is MongoDB is most preferred. MongoDB is the most preferred database. So even though you may be working in any technology, but having understanding on MongoDB will always add value to your resume. Yes, Brahman. Good morning. You can have a talk now. If you do not have any questions, please do not raise your hand. Yes, Sivanand, good morning. Am I clear about explaining about, to an extent, explaining about what is front-end framework and what is back-end framework? I hope,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Hi, Sunil. Good morning.
good morning. Yes. Yes,
Yes,
Shiva.
I'm very happy to join this again.
Thank
Previously, I have done the
I
DevOps.
know, I know. Welcome back. COVID time. You're also from, isn't it, Sivanand?
Yes, after
Hmm?
COVID, only just 2, 3 months later. So
Okay.
that time only.
So what happened in the COVID? I was free,
Hmm.
so I started delivering on AWS and DevOps. Somehow it picked up. So there were a lot of success stories in the COVID time.
I
Participants
think at
also.
the time when I joined to the DevOps,
Hmm.
you have stopped your AWS training. So you have stopped at the same time. Later, I just moved into DevOps only.
Good, good.
Yeah,
Any
and with
specific
that,
reason now MongoDB?
a specific reason is I went for interviews
Mm-hmm.
for AWS DevOps only. So that time many people were asking the MongoDB, and that is trending now for
Mm-hmm.
any
Any
application
platform.
onboarding. Yes, onboarding for any application, they are storing using the MongoDB database to store their data. So they asked me, "Do you know about the MongoDB? Have you any some experience
Okay,
like that?" They were asking.
good. Now
So
you got the importance of MongoDB, isn't it? Now
yeah, the just 2, 3 days back only I got to know that you're giving the training on MongoDB itself.
somehow I thought, why don't we go to database layer? We are always going on front end and Django framework. This time I want to have some presentation on MongoDB, so that's the reason I have scheduled this particular batch.
Yeah, that's nice because this is trending many in some good companies means almost
Hmm.
default maybe many companies are using that MySQL and coming now it is trending as a MongoDB. So on
Correct.
another and this MongoDB is very easy
Mm.
to learn.
When
Many
when
people
when
are
clients take a
telling.
decision to switch their legacy databases from relational databases, okay, now
Yes.
people are going to NoSQL databases, and best example for NoSQL databases is MongoDB.
Yes. Yeah, coming to my question actually. So here framework is what are we converting this front end to in back end or
No,
how
no, no.
that framework in the sense which
Framework is a
communicate with data.
framework is a predefined libraries. Okay,
Okay.
predefined libraries. It can be any technology, Shivanand. I'm talking about the term framework. Okay.
Okay.
Framework is nothing but predefined libraries or predefined packages which helps developer to develop the front-end environments. Okay.
Okay.
Now, for example, you want to build a form, Sivanand.
Okay.
Okay, you want to build a form. Okay. Let's say you
Mm-hmm.
want to build some registration form or you want to build some contractors form. Okay. You don't need to build from scratch to make it more beautiful. Okay. You can use framework. So in
Okay.
framework, there's a predefined you can say option called button. When you call that particular button you will get it. When you call password field, you get a password field. Okay. So when you want some validations to be done, there are predefined libraries which helps you to do some validation. So that's help you to developers for building. You want an OTP to be called whenever the form has been submitted. Okay. These kind of
Okay.
achievements, these kind of requirements, you don't need to build the code from the scratch. The framework is nothing but predefined libraries which are giving that functionality. What is the thing you have to know is to understand that particular what library needs to be used or what package or what options to be used to satisfy the client requirement. So framework is nothing but predefined code which is having some specific functionality. Clear?
Okay. That is
Same thing happens at backend level also. Okay.
okay. So means the we can call this is visible to the user
Which
interface means to users.
front end is visible to user interface.
Okay. So is it
Okay.
like a can we call as a login page? And when we
It
log
can
in,
be
it
any
can
page. It can be login page, services page, or whatever it is. All the pages, whatever you're experiencing, Sivanan. When you let's
means
say
which is
you
visible to us.
correct is the front end.
Only users.
Only users. That's all. Obviously,
Only all
application is for
users.
users, right?
Okay, backend in the sense that is visible to the particular
Where
database
processing
administrator.
happens at the backend part.
Mhm.
Okay. For example, when you try to book a particular cab, okay, you will select the from location and you will select the to location. So accessing your location, identifying the particular, so communicating to the database, identifying what are the cabs available, processing the information, making sure that the user will get the response. He should accept your request, and then the booking confirmation should be generated, and that information should be given to framework. So the processing happens at the backend framework level. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Database is just storing data. That's all. Okay, but the data, there should be an application which will pull the data, process the data, need
Will
some
be done by backend
framework, and then finally it is shown to the front end part.
For that, we need to write the code also.
Obviously, yes.
For
Anything to
backend
process, you
framework.
need a code. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Here
C++
nothing at this layer, nothing happens.
Python.
At this layer, nothing happens because it's only data gets stored. That's all. Okay. Processing the data and then communicating to the data, making changes to the data happen. Everything happens by the framework will communicate to the database. Okay, backend framework.
Okay. Database is a MongoDB, where it's
One
like a bucket
example,
just to store the.
correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Siva.
Okay. Thank you, Sunny.
Oh my God, it's already 7. Okay. So the point what I want to tell you is Mongo, you may be in the you may be in the mean full stack developer, MERN full stack developer, something more, you may be a Python full stack developer, even Java full stack developer. MongoDB is the preferred database layer because of its advantages. The MongoDB uses an engine called Spider Monkey engine. You don't need to worry about what is engine, how each engine works, but keep in mind, if anybody asks you, you should be in a position to answer. It uses the Spider Monkey engine to process the queries. Obviously, whenever you want to retrieve the data, you have to, it uses queries. So that queries will be processed by the Spider Monkey engine. That's all. And let me restrict myself with respect to database. Okay. Let me restrict myself to databases. Now, coming to databases, there are 2 types of databases, my dear friends, as of now. Database products. There are 2 types of databases. One is relational databases. The other one is NoSQL databases. Okay, there are 2 types of databases. Now, if you want, if the client wants to use a database layer, they can use relational databases. They can use NoSQL databases. When I say NoSQL stands for not only SQL. Don't think that we should not use SQL. It's not like that. It's not only SQL. Okay. So NoSQL stands for not only SQL. So these are the different types of databases. Okay. I want to have a comparative analysis. Even though you are completely zero in relational databases, don't worry. Even though you're completely zero in relational databases, don't worry. Let's have a small understanding with respect to, comparison between relational databases and NoSQL databases. Yes, Himadri.
Hello.
Yes, Himadri.
Sir, first of all, thank you for giving this opportunity, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Himadri?
Sir, I am doing good, sir.
Thank you. Yes, any specific question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a small question. Sir, can I use MongoDB for testing purpose?
You can. If you're building an application for testing related application, you can use MongoDB for storing your testing data. Okay?
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes, Siddharth. Good morning, Siddharth. I can see your hand raised. Am I clear so far? You are now allowed to unmute and talk.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm from Prakasham, sir. Sir, in MongoDB,
your experience?
My experience is 1 year MongoDB admin as
wow, you are already working in MongoDB. So you already know MongoDB, Siddharth?
A little bit, sir.
Huh?
Little bit.
Because you have 1 year experience in MongoDB.
In 1 year experience is there, but there are 5 databases. On 5 databases, we are just in support. We are in support, sir.
Which
Oracle,
databases?
MySQL, Postgres, and MongoDB.
Okay.
Just,
Okay.
just taking backup and restoring,
That's
and
all. Okay.
user management. That's it, sir.
Okay. Good.
That when I search in Google, MongoDB uses white tiger cache engine, but here you said
That
spider
is
monkey.
cache engine. Okay. Cache engine is different. This is processing engine. Okay. Cache engine is for frequently used memory and management activities. Okay. When a particular information is frequently fetched, then that information will be stored in that particular cache engine for faster response. This is processing engine. Okay. See that?
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Good morning, Manishankar. How are you doing?
Hi, Sunil. Good morning. I'm
Nice
doing
to
good.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm very happy to join again in the same class.
I have never expected that early morning 6 o'clock these many participants will join.
Earlier I have joined in your AWS and DevOps class.
It's like a meetup again, something like after 2 years or after 1.5 years. It's like a reunion, something. I feel something like a reunion. Happy to see the names of the participants who I used to train probably a few years back, 1.5 years back.
Actually, after getting trained with your classes, with your course, I got job in one of the reputed company. Basically, I am a mechanical background.
Okay.
I switched to IT with your support, actually.
Thank you. These kind of feedbacks will encourages me and motivates me, Manishankar.
Yeah. I'm very good to have in this class.
Good. Okay. All the best. Keep learning. Yes. Any specific question?
Nothing. In the presently, I'm working in AWS side. In our current project, we are dealing with the migration, actually, the application. In our migration application, we are using the database as MySQL.
MySQL.
Yeah. So, as an enthusiastic, I am learning about this MongoDB.
Yeah. It's always advantage money. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep learning and thank you. Thank you for your good news. Happy to talk to you again.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
So data will be stored in, see participants, I'm comparing relational databases with NoSQL databases. If you're completely zero in relational databases, obviously you cannot understand comparison. So don't worry about that. Okay, this is for participants who have some understanding about relational databases. So in relational databases like Oracle or SQL Server or MySQL, what happens, you know it, right? The data will be stored in the form of tables. Tables is nothing but collection of rows and columns. See, very, very simple. I'm talking about relational databases. The key difference, if you are able to understand this part, the way we have to think with respect to learning MongoDB is completely different. In Oracle or relational, not only Oracle, in relational databases, what happens that you have an employee table. Assume a simple example. Okay, you have an employee table. See, the data will be stored in the form of rows and columns because the data will be stored in the form of table. Table is nothing but collection of rows and columns. Quickly, I'm letting out the column names. Assuming, just visualize employee number, employee name, salary, okay, job, whatever it is, and commission, date of joining, and some department numbers. Okay. So you'll have this data. I hope you remember we have an employee called Scott, employee number something like 7369, employee name Scott. I'm just telling you this is very important to understand how it is different job as something like manager. Okay, commission as 300, date of joining, some date. Okay. Some date and then department number 10. Like this, you will have records, right? Rows. You will have some rows. Now, here, how many columns we are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. Our table is now having here, our table is having 7 columns. Table can have 20 columns, but do you remember in the real time, tables will have 100 columns. Tables will have 200 columns. Do you know in the real time? If you have worked in Oracle, some databases, tables will have a huge number of columns. So let us stick to ourselves with employee table. This employee table is having some 7 to 8 columns. This number of columns are fixed. Every row will have those columns. That's it. Every row will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. Let's say there is one more employee, 7788. Some employee, his name is Adam. So even for this record also, there will be 7 columns. But I don't have 7 values. This is how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. My second row is not having 7 values. I have only 2 values. I have employee number and I have employee name. I don't have values. You have to fill that particular columns with null values, right? Finally, the size of both the rows are same, fixed. The only change is that there are some null values in few rows, and there are few rows which are not having null values. But the point is, this is fixed. The structure is fixed. But the data is variable. Try to understand my point. Structure is fixed in relational databases. There may be 1,000 records. All the 1,000 records will have these 7 columns. Few columns will have values. Few columns are not having values. We fill with null values. But the structure is fixed. Every row will have 7 values. The length of the row is fixed, my dear friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows, 7 columns. That is fixed. 7 columns is fixed. It's up to you. If you have 7 values, fill it with all the 7 values. Let's say you don't have 7 values. Here you have only 2 values. Fill the remaining 5 values with null values. But 7 will be always fixed. Fixed structure. Relational databases, we store it in the form of rows and columns. It is a fixed structure. That's what you have to understand. Data will be stored in the form of tables. Tables will have fixed structure. You cannot have one row with 7 columns. You cannot store second row with only 2 columns. No, the structure is fixed, 7 columns. If you have 7 values, we will store 7 values. If you don't have 7 values, we have only 6 values. That missing value we fill with null. But the point is, each record will have 7 columns. Structure is fixed. When there are thousands of records, obviously you will have thousands of records in the real-time databases. When there are thousands of records, every record will have different sizes, right? Is it guaranteed that all the records will have 7 values? No. A record may have 1 value, a record may have 2 values, a record may have all the 7 values, a record may have only 4 values. The point is, record is nothing but row. Row is not fixed. The structure is fixed, the table is fixed. But the point is, row, that's nothing but the raw data is not fixed size. For example, here, my second record is having only 2. Raw data is only 2. But we are making it equal to remaining all the rows by filling with null values. Every record, we are fixing it to structure. Fixed structure is there in relational databases. But the data is not, raw data is not fixed, my dear participants. This is about 7 columns. Assuming, visualize a table which is having 200 columns. If I have access, I would have shown my relational databases project access. There are tables with 200 columns. Do you think every record will have 200 columns? No, every row will not have 200 values. A table may have 200 columns, but the row may have only 10 values. The problem is remaining 190 values are filling with null to make the row size fixed for the 200 columns. Are you able to understand? So the point is fixed structure. And the tables will have relationships. The complete data what the end user wants will not be in this particular table. This is department number. I want to know the department name. That will be available in the different table called department table. I hope you know it, isn't it? We have department number. We have department name and location. Department number 10, department name is accounting. Because I have experience in relational databases, so the location is something like New York or whatever it is. Now my requirement is Adam is working in which department name. If I want to, Scott is working in which department name. If my requirement is to know Scott is working in which department name, that the department name information is not there in the same table. So what I have to pick up the department number 10 and compare, okay, is 10 is there in the department table? Yes, it is there. So now I can say that Scott is working in accounting department because 10 is matched. That means the information what I want is not there in one table. Some information is there in table 1, some information is there in table 2. So you have to establish relationship between the table. It's nothing but job. You have to write the joins and retrieve the data. The problem is when there are more number of joins, the performance of the query goes down. When the performance of the query goes down, obviously the application performance goes down. Are you understanding my point? The point is the information what we want in the relational databases will not be available in one table. So you have to establish relationships. That's all. The term relational databases is all about relationship between the tables. And you know there are 4 types of relationship. There can be one-to-one relationship, there can be one-to-many relationship, there can be many-to-one relationship. But the information what you want will not be available in one table. So what we have to do, we have to use joins to retrieve the data. The problem is when joins are used, the performance of the application goes down. The more the number of joins to pull the required data, the more time taking and the performance goes down. Got it? This is the problem with the relational databases. This particular relational databases is developed by, concept is developed by, who is that person? Based on the normal form, right? First normal form, second normal form, to save the memory. What happens is the department name and location is also mentioned in the same table. So what happens, the data will be repeated, the memory will be wasted. So they have divided into multiple tables. I don't want to get into that. But this is where the concept of relational databases, because the data is not stored in one table, so we have to retrieve the based on joins. Whereas in NoSQL databases, something like MongoDB is not a relational database, it is a NoSQL database. These are examples of NoSQL databases. MongoDB is one example of NoSQL database. DynamoDB is an example of NoSQL database. Redis, Cassandra, these are some examples of NoSQL databases. So in NoSQL database, what happens is, first we'll create one database. Inside the database, we'll have collections. Let's say collection 1. Okay, collection 2. Okay, you can compare collection as table. Okay, so first we'll create a database. Inside the database, we'll have collections. Okay, so database will have collections. Collections will have documents. Document 1. Okay. Document 2. Document 3. Okay, document 4. Got it? So step 1, we will have a database. Inside the database, we will create collection. Collection is nothing but table. You can compare a table, and inside the collection, what you have is document. Okay, this is nothing but documents. Document is nothing but row. You can have a number of documents. That's my point. I'm writing D. D stands for document. So this is also a document. And the interesting point, the document size is varying. So this document is long, this document is small, because the record is not fixed, right? Some records will have more values, some records will have less values. The problem with the relational database is all the records should have fixed structure, but here there's no fixed structure. That's the beauty. So database will have collections, as I have mentioned. Database will have collections, and collections contains documents. You can compare collection as table if you know relational databases. And document, you can compare it as rows. I just drawn the diagram. Data will be stored in the form of document. So this MongoDB and DynamoDB concept, these are called NoSQL databases, or it is also called as document model based database. Why they named it as document model? Okay, relational database products and document model databases. Why they named it as document? Because very simple. Look at the document. This is a doc. Why they named it as document-based databases? This is a document, right? A Word document. Assuming there are 5 documents. One document may be of 10 pages. Second document can have 100 pages. Third document can be 2 pages. Fourth document can be 500 pages. Compare document as row. Compare document as row. The rows, the raw data in the row is completely different. It is not fixed. Here in relational databases, we are fixing the size of each record by filling null values. And moreover, the information is not saved in one particular table. You have to write the joins. Whereas in document, the complete information is stored in the form of document only. And the document size changes from document to document. Same like row size, record size changes. So that's why, based on that understanding, they have named it as a meaningful name called document-based model, because document size changes from one document to other document. Okay, so the data will be stored. So these are called NoSQL databases or document based on document model. So these are some examples of similar products to MongoDB. So don't think that the MongoDB is the only NoSQL database. Similar to MongoDB, there is DynamoDB by Redis, Cassandra. These are some examples of NoSQL databases. Okay. And how the data will be stored in the NoSQL databases, the data will be stored in the form of JSON format. Okay. So, but I don't want to continue this. I want to continue my discussion more technical. So you have understanding about NoSQL databases. You now know the advantages of MongoDB. So what is CRUD operation? More about JSON format. All this learning, let's keep for tomorrow's session. You have to hold on for tomorrow for learning more about more about this interesting concept called NoSQL databases. Please respond in the chat box your feedback. How do you feel about this introduction about MongoDB? Please respond in the chat box. Meanwhile, I will have an interaction with some of the participants before closing the session. How are you doing, Mr. Sachin?
Yeah, good morning, Sunil. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I am not so good. ठीक है, मतलब my father is still not well. We are just in the process of making him on the right track, bringing him daily basis to the physiotherapy rehab
it's more
center.
than Sachin. It's more than 2 years.
More than 1 and
I remember when you have joined for my previous batch also, your father was in hospital still.
Yeah, yes. So now that situation is not there, but improvement is there, but that is very recovery is very slow. So his legs started.
Because of age factor also.
Might be. Yeah. So I have to take him to physiotherapy rehab center, my mission walk in Manikonda on daily basis. So yeah.
Happy
So
to
I
meet you
have.
all.
Yeah, thank you. So I was just I was just saying that you were mentioning, right, which who discovered this, like, kind of this EF code, right? We
Correct.
normalize
I was
from
unable
EF
to
code.
recommend EF code.
So
on those
yeah,
days, because of memory
12
was
rules.
expensive.
And
Because
Oracle is the first database, first and last database
yeah,
till
I
now,
know,
which is
I know,
following
Sachin.
the maximum
You
number
are
of
also
rules
from
of 12.
Oracle domain,
Yeah.
I know. So the problem is at that time memory was expensive, right? Okay, so
correct.
those
Yes,
at those days memory was very expensive. Okay, so to save the memory, they have defined these chord rules and relational databases to make the memory effective. But here now the focus is not on memory. Memory is becoming cheaper.
right.
But this, the performance,
So
the focus is on
Mongo memory is
on
automatically managed, Sunil, or what?
because the data, because we don't need to completely depend on joins hugely, because in whatever the information we put it in the same document. Okay, so the dependency on the joins will be reduced. So because we want more memory is available, clients are ready to invest on memory. They want is a high performance application. So reducing the dependency on joining by saving the data at one particular location called as a document is actually the key behavior change with respect to relational databases.
Yeah, performance wise it is better, but
obviously,
yeah, security wise security perspective, like, it might not be better as that of Oracle, actually. I think so.
As you know, cloud is known for security, and all the technologies are now moving to cloud.
And
So so responsibility is given to cloud level. Okay,
cloud level. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, nice to talk to you, Sachin.
Thank you
very much.
again. Thank you very much.
Arshad. Participants, see you all tomorrow at same time. Please
Yeah,
join.
hi.
Please join 5 minutes before the
Hi,
scheduled
Sunil.
time, if preferably 1 minute, Arshad. So see you all. Join. See you tomorrow at same time. For participants who are leaving, where we continue learning on MongoDB for the next 1 month. Okay. Thank you very much. Please join the WhatsApp group. Yes, Arshad.
Yeah, thanks for giving us the information. It's a very interesting and a good one. I just have a quick question that you expressed that you said a word cache engine,
Cache engine.
right? And the other engine. So
processing engine.
I think I missed a little bit, or maybe miss a
No,
little
very simple.
confusion.
Frequently used information which is required for processing will be placed in the cache engine of MongoDB. Okay. So so you don't need to worry about this. We'll have a discussing about that in the coming classes, Arshad. Okay.
Okay, and the second one, you just said that the big difference between the memory in the Oracle, we have to waste the memory because of the fixed structure.
It's
but in the NoSQL is like
document
a
model.
document model. But for example, if the document gets hacked, so the whole info is gone, right?
And you'll understand, because technically document will be document information will be stored in the form of JSON format. It is not a true document. What you are seeing in the Word document. Your perception changes once you get into practicals. Okay.
Okay, got you. All right. So it's
yes, Arshad. Okay. One more final call. Please join the WhatsApp group. This recording will be available in the WhatsApp group for a few days, not all the recordings. Chetan Kumar, how are you, Chetan? How is today's session? Anything you want to talk?
Hi, Sunil. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Chetan. How are you doing?
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. Hope you are doing well.
Yes, thank you. I'm doing well, Chetan. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
Yes, please tell me.
Actually, my question is, this course duration will cover all, end-to-end high-level things also?
Basic to medium level of MongoDB. Okay.
Okay.
Not all the administration topics from a developer point of view, from a full stack developer point of view, all the required knowledge for MongoDB will be covered. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Sunil. Thank you.
Thank you all for making it very successful day one. So please continue your interest, and hands-on is very, very important. Please continue. So soon theory is interesting, practicals will be much more interesting, and make sure whatever I train will be of good clarity, complete clarity. So see you tomorrow again for the meetup for the day 2 of MongoDB. Have a good time. Thank you very much.